Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here. I know it's a long day. U.S. Secret Service investigates a variety of cyber-related criminal activities, including the illicit use of digital assets through its global network of 44 cyber fraud task forces. Significant aspects of this illicit activity involve unlicensed money transmitting businesses, the illicit structuring of transactions, and other criminal activity against organizations that are not federally insured financial institutions, but are financial institutions as defined under the Bank Secrecy Act. To address this problem, I was pleased to work last Congress and this Congress with colleagues to advance Combating Money Laundering and Cybercrime Act out of both Financial Services and Judiciary Committee, of which I'm a member of both. This bill, it could harmonize kind of the criminal activity and the banking statutes to clarify kind of specifically where Secret Service has the ability to investigate authority over crimes related to illicit digital asset transactions. Mr. Cassara, could you just briefly touch on important role that the Secret Service plays in fighting these illicit transactions?
Congressman Fitzgerald, thank you for the question. I actually started my career in Treasury as a special agent for the U.S. Secret Service back in the 1980s, mid-1980s. I'm very, very aware of the dual missions of the Secret Service, basically enforcement and investigations. A lot of people don't recognize how important financial crimes investigations are to the U.S. Secret Service. Got its start right after the Civil War investigating counterfeit, and that's progressed over the years. So the Secret Service has got involved with forgery of U.S. Treasury checks, credit card fraud, computer fraud, identity fraud, and then more recently, I think it was started about 2004, 2005, they initiated the Cyber Investigative Section, one of the first U.S. law enforcement units dedicated to strategically tackling significant cybercrime actors and groups. This type of threat is becoming more and more important. Cyber currencies, for example, definitely involved with things like ransomware,
right.
All these types of payments.
Does the Department of Justice and law enforcement prioritize kind of the financing side of the relationship, which we're exploring right now related to the fentanyl crisis, or is the emphasis right now placed on kind of the interdiction of drugs themselves? There's kind of this discussion that's been going on in Congress for the last couple of Congresses on that.
Yeah, this is an issue that's been discussed within law enforcement for many times. Per a kind of a previous answer of mine, law enforcement has been emphasizing the product, for example, drugs and people, instead of following the money trail. There's lots of different reasons for that. In my opinion, one of the primary reasons is because investigating the product interdiction, for example, is much easier than going after the money trails. These are long-term, complex investigations. Sometimes they don't bear any results. It takes an extreme commitment to put the manpower and the resources into these investigations, but these are the investigations that actually pay dividends over time, taking the motivation away from the criminals.
So there's a lot of discussion, obviously, about the border, but specifically, the most alarming thing that a lot of the border agents, when I've been there and other members of Congress have been down there, one of the most alarming is the Chinese nationals that were being caught on a regular basis. So the fentanyl crisis is obviously something that we're all aware of, but it's really Beijing and the flow of dollars that are coming across with the drug trade that I think, in my estimation, has really underscored the whole idea that this is in fact happening in a larger and larger kind of magnified area specific to the San Diego sector, which we see a lot of that happening right now. Any thoughts on that piece?
I think I'd just like to pick up on one of your comments as far as the Chinese nationals of military age, males primarily,
right,
are the largest ethnic group, if you will, we'll use lack of a better term, other than Latinos that are coming across our southern border. And once again, it frightens me because the CCP, China, Communist China, is skilled with asymmetric warfare. We don't know who these people are. We don't know where they are. We don't know what they're doing. And any Chinese that come to this country basically come with permission of the Chinese government. And once they're here, they are obligated by Chinese intelligence law to answer to and take orders from Chinese intelligence services.
Very good. Thank you. I'll yield back, Chairman. Thank you.